up, my fellow HHN obsessees, and welcome to the HHN Obsession Podcast, where we talk about all things HHN and obsess together over this amazing event. I am your host, JJ. With me, as always, the co-ghost, James.
Co-ghost James. Co-ghost James. Ooh, ghost sounds.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah. The ghost of the day today. I was going to skip him, but Garth Brooks. I don't know if any country fans cross over with the... Anyway, Ashton Kutcher, happy birthday. And happy birthday, Chris Rock. He has what is it, the House of Rock or the Chris Rock Hotel? Or he got something out there at the Universals. What is it, the Hard Rocks?
Dang, there's no slap sound effect on the media.
Oh, perfect.
Welcome to the podcast. We are going to be talking about the latest rumors and updates that have been going around for HHN34 this year and just 2025 in general. The last update we did was about a month ago, and a lot has happened since then, and we're kind of behind on talking about updates. Everybody else has kind of been discussing it for a while. We just haven't got around to recording an episode on the update, so that's what we're here for. First off, I'd just like to say that Epic Universe, man, is coming along amazingly and is so close to being done. It's insane.
Hey, epically? Come on, low-hanging fruit, I'm sorry.
Epically, yes, you could
Gotcha.
say that. I just remember when this all started in 2019, was it? Right before the pandemic hit? It feels like forever ago. So much has happened, and now suddenly it's like a month or two away from soft opening. So, I mean, it opens in May.
They started spitting about it in 19?
Yeah, that's when they were going to start construction, man. It's been that long, but I don't know if you've seen the aerial photos that Bio Reconstruct post.
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
Everything is very close to being completed, and they're having team members walking around without hard hats for the first time ever. One of the Starbucks locations is open. That's the first thing to be open in Epic Universe. As far as I can tell, is Starbucks is open to team members now.
Hey, there's a new ride they're making called the Roller Ghoster.
No.
That's true. It got my face on it, the co-ghost.
I don't know. I'm just super excited that this is finally happening. This is finally becoming a reality. There's a whole nother Universal theme park about to open, and it's going to be crazy. It's the first major theme park opening since Islands of Adventure, I think. Since 1999, the first major theme park opening. So it's a big deal, not just in Orlando,
that goes for across the board, not just Universal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's small little theme parks, but something as big as this to this caliber, and then nothing like this has ever been made. They're breaking, I don't know, they're changing the game. They're breaking the mold for Epic Universe, apparently.
Maybe they can grow enough to secede and we can all live there.
I'm going to live in Dark Universe, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. Heck yeah.
Have you seen the footage of the windmill on fire? They've been testing the Frankenstein windmill?
The practical pyrotechnics and all that?
Yeah, so they have the windmill from the Frankenstein movie, and inside the windmill is going to be a bar tavern place. Well, every, I don't know, 15 minutes or whatever it is, whatever they're going to do, the windmill's going to catch fire.
Like the dragon.
Okay. Yeah, kind of like the dragon, but it's going to be on for a little longer than what the dragon breathes out. But apparently, according to team members, when you're standing in front of the building, you could feel the heat of the flames of the windmill.
It better be spinning. That's all I'm saying.
It does. Yeah. It's spinning as it's burning.
All right.
Yeah. Another crazy thing is I've seen pictures of them testing the dragons, that they're going to fly around How to Train Your Dragon Land. Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
There's going to be dragons flying around in the sky at Epic Universe.
Man, they better be airtight, okay? Because a drone already fell on a kid.
And just pointing this out, a little plug here, we just did a Fright Nights look back episode. Check that out. But in that episode, we talked about how bad the opening of Universal was and how a lot of stuff didn't work. So Let's hope history doesn't repeat itself with Epic Universe.
Hey, in a funny way, it would be true to the movie if it went wrong again because those dragons are crash landing. The guy had a broken fin.
Dude, let's not put
if
that
the
out there with dragons
if he
falling out of the
crashes,
sky.
yeah, no. Yeah. Here's knocking on wood. There we go. Now it can't happen. I knocked. We're good.
Once it actually opens, I know this is an HHN podcast. Maybe we could do like a side episode talking about like some kind of guide episode to Epic Universe. I think that would be fun
Oh yeah, it's totally relevant.
to
It's monsters.
go through the stuff. Talk about I don't know food offerings and stuff. I know.
Yes, the dream would be to get an invite us, to one of them events.
Yeah, one day,
Hopefully,
maybe one day. Universal, if you're listening, we would love to get a foodie invite. Like the preview events, the one that the press is invited to. We would love to be invited.
yeah. And of all the people that invite, we're the right people. We're free press for you, and
What are you
we'll be
talking about? That's what everybody
in
else
depth.
is.
Oh yeah, but we'll do it good
Oh,
too.
just stop talking, man. You're gonna get us off the list. Okay. Let's get out of this conversation, out of the Epic Universe conversation, and let's get into some HHN stuff. So rumors. Of course, all the rumors that have been going around lately have been from Legacy. He has been teasing stuff like crazy. He's been putting out those Sudoku clues that we talked about on the first episode of the season. And I don't really have a whole lot of notes for this stuff just because it's been so scattered. And I'm going to go ahead and pick the most out of left field one to start off with and the one that I know least amount of stuff. And I'm pretty sure you know the least amount of stuff with. I doubt you know much about this.
Oh yeah,
So,
as always, I'm in the dark.
yeah, as always, James is in the dark. He doesn't know about any of these rumors. So he's learning right now. I'm just going to get into it. Again, it was a Sudoku puzzle that somebody solved from Legacy, and Legacy confirmed that is what it was. And the weirdest rumor, but it also makes sense because of the creator of HHN is a fan of it. But the weirdest rumor that could be coming to HHN34 is, drumroll please. Thank you, James.
You're welcome. Yep.
WWE
Oh,
could be coming to HHN34.
is it the Wildlife Foundation, the animals, right? Pandas. WWE.
What?
Yeah, they got the panda logo. No, I
Uh,
welcome
uh,
pandas.
Again, I don't know anything about WWE, unfortunately. No, it is not the pandas. I don't know how that would be HHN scary related. I mean, I guess you would think about WWE and not think horror. Believe it or not, there are these wrestlers that are horror esque, you could say. So there was this wrestler that unfortunately passed away a year or two ago or a few years ago. His name was Bray Wyatt, and a lot of his gimmick was very spooky horror. People constantly were saying that his stuff would be great for a haunted house, but nobody thought that the Wyatt estate people would actually bring it to HHN. But I mean, WWE is now in Florida.
Oh really?
It makes sense, and also Michael Aiello is a huge WWE fan. So
Oh
now with
yeah.
him back as the main entertainment director, it makes sense that he would be bringing this into HHN 34. Now, just recently, I believe it was summer of 2024, WWE did announce that more of the Wyatt stuff was coming into WWE again, although he had passed away. His family, I believe, I don't know if it's his actual family. Again, I know nothing about this, and people are going to demolish us for this. But so I believe there's like family members. I don't know if they're his actual family members, but it's a group. It's called the Wyatt Six, and it is very, very similar, very reminiscent of the Triplets of Terror. And a lot of
Oh,
people have said this, and when I saw the video, the clip of them, I was like, "That's Triplets of Terror." But there's six of them, and they have these costumes on.
maybe the triplets are twins. They're twin triplets. or something. Yeah, that makes sense. 2 times 3. Is that an issue that they like resemble something that happened the previous year? I mean, that's not their fault, right? I mean,
No, last year was when they got announced. So maybe Universal wanted to do something similar to that because they didn't think they would get a WWE house. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but
Hmm.
very weird, very out of left field. But at the same time, it does make sense because he's a fan. So
and a tribute, that's to honor him. Never heard of them, but I bet my cousins are fans. I don't know. They go to the events sometimes.
the rumor is WWE is coming to the event. This hasn't been said as what's coming, but it's very likely this is what it is because this is really the only horror
Yeah,
centric WWE thing.
I guess this guy could have been Ghost of the Day, huh? Wyatt,
This is true.
rest in peace, sir.
So again, I apologize, but we know nothing about WWE. I do want to kind of look more into this Wyatt Six stuff for future episodes if this rumor keeps going strong. It's funny because Legacy hinted at this a while back. This was back in December. He said, so apparently there is an IP that is locked that will be weekend/Billy levels of pissing people off. I just know it's not a music IP, game, anime, and it's not Terrifier that they're referring to. And he said, color me intrigued. And this is what he was talking about. Because a lot of people are going to think, WWE, why are they bringing that? Doesn't make any sense. They know what they're doing. Everyone thought Weekend wasn't going to work, and it was amazing.
Is this image supposed to be like holiday esque? Because it looks kind of Christmassy, even though they're monsters, right? It looks like snowy.
I think those are just phone lights, no, from the crowd.
Oh wow, those are people.
This was a big reveal at WWE.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of people.
It was a whole event. This is the
And
HHN team at WWE SmackDown back in August. That's Michael Aiello and a couple other of the directors of HHN together at WWE. So was that whenever they were making the deal? Maybe.
there they go. See, they got hobbies. It's not all Halloween until they turn it into Halloween. They went and gobbled it up. The hungry hippo that. They're like, no, you're Halloween now. You're coming with us.
Oh, Legacy put under that Twitter picture. They start planning houses in. Looks at date. Yep, August. So that's more than likely what was happening there. So if this rumor is true, I mean, it's looking like it is. We could be getting it.
Got some legs. All right, wrestling. Hey,
All right, so I mean that's pretty much all we could talk about. I look forward to seeing how far this rumor goes if it keeps going. In the meantime, both of us can maybe do some research on it and give some better thoughts next time we talk about rumors. So,
you talking about wrestling? Get into wrestling in the meantime?
not get into wrestling, just maybe the Wyatt Six, learn a little bit more about them, watch some clips or something.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get into the huge amount of WWE stuff.
I thought you were about to assign me some some wrestling homework.
Well, maybe.
I got family that's into it. Maybe, I mean, it's not impossible.
So the next biggest rumor to talk about. First off, the biggest rumor that we talked about in the first episode of the season. Let's talk about that first.
All
Last of
right.
Us.
Yo, we got an update.
Yes, so this is what he posted on Blue Sky. He said, so I'm not going to bother with obtuse hashtag HHN clues at the moment. As fun as making them are, too many clue makers just creates a lot of noise. My spirit's not in that. Anyway, my first clues rumors are dying if not dead. It happens. Sorry.
Okay.
So it looks like Last of Us is not a rumor anymore and it's not coming, which I'm not mad at. I
All
mean,
right.
I would have been okay with another Last of Us house, but I mean, it's just we just had it 2 years ago, and I feel like it's not going to be that different if they do another one. It's just going to be Walking Dead all over again. Although we didn't experience that, I've heard so much about that it's just don't
Yeah.
do it.
It don't hurt too bad that it dwindled. Let the leaf flake off. Go
Yeah.
ahead. It don't hurt too bad. It's fine.
Now the replacement rumor. So this is still on the same post. The replacement rumor is a December 26, 1999 episode of, and he didn't finish it. But again, somebody solved it. it ended up connecting to a previous rumor that we talked about. However, when we talked about this rumor, it was a very small rumor from, I believe it was Jacob from Carey on Twitter. It wasn't a Legacy rumor. So there wasn't a whole lot of backing to it. But now, Legacy has confirmed that this is the replacement rumor for Last of Us, and it is a legitimate rumor. Fallout has gained steam for
Oh,
HHN34. That's a big deal to a lot of people, but I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about Fallout. I haven't played the games. I haven't seen the show. James, though, you have seen the show, and I want to hear a lot of your thoughts on this. Like
yeah.
Fallout becoming a house at HHN. What do you think?
Fallout, yeah. A lot of times I'll watch the show without seeing the source material. It was edgier than I expected and more playful in spite of the dread, right? Like because we're living in like a post-apocalyptic. It's like post-apocalyptic, and like people are making do with their new way of life, but it's still dreary as heck. It's pretty good, and I like the no nose guy. It's been a little bit since I've seen it, but yeah, the Walter Goggins. Every performance is real good in it, and it's compelling. I'm ready for the next chunk next
Okay, but
season.
you're talking about the show right now.
Yeah, what are they doing in the game again?
I don't know. Like if this is the show, just tell me
Well,
what are your thoughts about it coming to HHN, because to me it doesn't look like a horror IP. It doesn't look horror at all. So explain that to me.
yeah, in the show they didn't have a lot of the antagonists. All right, there's like a lot of monsters and stuff. I think in the game, I couldn't say for sure, but whether or not it's the show or the show picked up directly the concept art from the game, so it's not going to be too different. I think it's a sort of similar situation as Last of Us.
But what about it is horror though? Like the show that you watched, what exactly could be a house out of it? Is it going
Well,
to be just like a sci-fi apocalyptic walkthrough, or is there any horror to Fallout?
that's kind of different, right? I mean, around the time that it popped up, it's already been a little bit, but it was like nuclear scares, right? And
Uh-huh.
then that's why the show blew up.
Oh.
Now that everything's equally chaotic, all oh, thanks, yeah. No, but now that the tide's risen, all the ships or whatever, nuclear stuff is not as horrific, I guess. I when it's a looming terror, then I think it scares you. But now we're already over it. I guess
I
it's
mean, I
been.
totally get that, the whole nuclear scare stuff, but translating that into a house though, is it even possible? Like how I'm just trying to figure out if this rumor can even be a possibility. Like I've seen a lot of people think that, oh, like this is going to be great. I can't wait for this. But from what I've seen, it doesn't even look like it's a horror IP. It doesn't look like anything that would be at HHN.
Yeah, from what I remember, they're obviously sheltered down in the bunkers. I mean, duh. But when they come out, they're like easy prey for. It's like Australia upstairs, right? It's like they thought there's no surviving, but like there's cockroach humans living around and stuff. So it's like up there is the free for all, and the show itself didn't explore that as much. I might be talking out my butt, but
All I'm trying to get at or try to get out of you is like let's just say it was announced. Fallout was announced. It's a house. Let's just say that. What would you expect to see inside an HHN house of Fallout?
the first thing is atmosphere.
Like how would they translate the show into a house? What would you see in this house or want to see?
You see the big armor knight guy.
So so
Let's see
so
what
this is
monsters.
basically so just Mad Max then. But there's monsters? There is monsters in Fallout?
Yeah, there's nuclear radiation everywhere, so everything is kind of mutated. Uh,
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. If there's any horror aspects to Fallout. Like
no, definitely, yeah. It's like not sci-fi, but
so there is creatures that they could bring into the house then. So let me ask you this. We went from Last of Us to Fallout. Which one would you prefer? It would be Last
um,
of Us, wouldn't it?
yeah, Last of Us, yeah.
But is that just because it's not horror?
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot
feel
about.
like
There's like this big axolotl thing with fingers for teeth. That was a big radiation creature. Yeah, everything's like mutant globbed together and stuff, melted. Gotta rewatch it. But yeah, between the two, I mean, well, you know what? Nah, I'll go for variety. I want something new. Yeah, why not?
Then we got this like noseless like Western version of Voldemort in the
Heck yeah,
show.
he's badass. Yeah, I would welcome him. Actually, yeah, okay, yeah, he would be a great merch opportunity. And just the yellow and blue against the bleak, themes. I'd dig
Again,
it.
but like looking at the images of the show, nothing screams HHN haunted house to me. There's this guy in like this like armor suit, this giant dude. Besides that, I don't see anything that's like horror. And then there's the noseless guy. But
Yeah, those armor guys are like the new government kind of deal, but it's like medieval. They're knights now. I don't know. It all like came back up from the ashes. Everything's like rebuilt, and they got
look,
squires. They got little like caddies.
I'm gonna check this show out because this rumor is gaining steam. But I'm just
Yeah,
gonna say this: I'm not excited for this. I'm sorry. This doesn't look appealing. Like I don't
well,
understand
don't go
why
into
this
it
would.
like that. Just go in neutral. Like if you go in like already not like it, you're not gonna like it. I don't know. Give it
No, I'm
ah.
not talking about the show. I'm talking about coming to HHN. It doesn't make sense. This is a whole.
And we're saying that it's a pretty strong one right now, right? The rumor.
I mean, that's what Legacy's saying that it's a strong rumor.
Actually, I don't know if they're smart. I was gonna say if they're smart, strike while the iron's hot. The same deal with the people having their moment. What's his face? Pablo. What's his name?
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro. Pedro Pascal. he's have, yeah, he's
How did
still
I
big
even
right
know
now.
that's what you were trying to say? I don't even know how I knew that.
I was close. Nah, but he's on. I think he is on the edge of the cusp of going out, but he just got picked up by Marvel again, so he's like got a new wind. It's like the same Benedict deal with Sherlock, and he's gonna be sustained for a bit. So if they were gonna strike while the iron's hot, if I'm doing that logic, maybe yes, do fall out because they're not gonna last. I mean, Last of Us, they can pick it up whenever. I mean, it's been around.
All I'm saying, man, is I would prefer Last of Us over this.
Maybe next year.
I'm okay with Last of Us not coming, but if I were to pick Last of Us, absolutely. It's just this doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah,
But I
if
haven't
I'm
seen
one
it.
of
I
those
don't know the property, so
Yeah, but if I'm one of those guys, the Ayelos and the guys holding the cards, and I got a 2 year or 3 year plan ahead of me, I would arrange the cards that way. I would see like let's hold off on the
that's
on the Last of Us,
I'm pretty sure that's what they do though. That's
save it.
got to be what they do.
Yeah, because if you don't use Fallout, you can't use it later. I don't think as easily.
Let me just say this. Isn't this the weirdest spec rumor season yet? Like
Yeah,
what the heck is happening? Like first of all, we started getting them super early. Second, the IPs that are rumored. Terrifier, WWE, and Fallout.
don't Surfs Up to us. That's all I was thinking. That's the only reason I was against the WWE is like they jam themselves into Scooby Doo's and all the
Oh
the
yeah. Dude,
every
that's what's going
DVD
to be a
that's
house. It's not the Wyatt 6, it's the Scooby Doo WWE house.
I know, man. And no offense to the families and all it's just WWE when you mash it up with stuff, it's weird. I mean,
Yeah.
on its own, sure, it's like
They
full
even
power.
they even did the Flintstones mashup.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Surf's Up because I love Surf's Up so much and then I that it's just a slap in the face that sequel cover. It's like, "What? There's wrestling penguins now." Oh. Oh. Mm. Mm. And then you just get you there's a fire in your
Never mind. We're getting Terrifier, Fallout, and Surfs Up 2 Haunted
Yeah.
House.
Yes. Dude, I'm cornering the market on the shirts. I'm buying all the shirts, all the Surfs Up
Wait,
2
you were just
horror.
dogging on Surfs Up 2. You can't buy all the shirts.
If they make a haunted house of Surfs Up 2, that's my new number one of all time.
Oh, it's not happening. So, but back to the weird rumors. So we got that lineup so far of rumors. On top of that, there is the 11, maybe 12 haunted house rumor. What a strange year, and it's only February.
Yeah.
Is it because we're so early in the game that there's weird stuff coming out? That's a possibility. It could be
Yeah.
just fake early rumors.
Think of every other off season that maybe there were these invisible floating rumors that it was before the season was picking up and they didn't count yet. It was just like, let's just fluff. But here
Yeah.
we are looking at the fluff for the first time. We're early and we get to see the the stragglers or the pre-stragglers, whatever.
And let me just also say about that 11 and 12 house rumor. Legacy did say on Discord, if we get to the end of February and there's still no permit or permits for the additional houses, then he'll start to believe that there's only 10. So it's not looking good so far because we're almost mid-February at this point, or as of this recording.
Hold
I
on,
don't know.
repeat that. If something's not concrete by this
The
month, then
permits, because the 10 permits have come out for houses. So there's
yeah.
10 for sure, obviously. Those have
Mhm.
already been released. The 11th and 12th permits are not there. So he said by if they haven't been released by the end of February, he will start to believe it's not 11 or 12.
Gotcha.
Unless
Yeah.
one of his sources tells him otherwise.
Uh-oh. Losing faith.
But again, it wouldn't make sense for the permit to say 24B and there not be a 24A. In the past, when there was only one house in Soundstage 24, it was only Soundstage 24 on the permit. So if
I mean,
there's a
if you're
B,
thinking
there's got to be an
logically,
A.
if you're thinking with the list, then yeah, that's logic. But what about could there be an excuse with location wise? Like,
It's the same soundstage. I mean,
hmm,
there's no line down the middle that splits A and B together. It's just the two houses that they put in there. It's one building. So if they're putting two houses, they would put A and B, and there's only a soundstage 24B right now. So why would there just be a B and not an A? So
you know what?
I
Whatever.
think I think there's got to be at least an 11th house coming. 12 probably not. 11 is, I think, very likely.
I think I'm doomed to be dissatisfied in this scenario because 10 is a clean number. I love 10. But if it ends up it's only 10, then we missed out on some extra houses. I'm sad. But if it's more than 10, I don't get my top 10. I like
You
my
get
clean top 10.
you get top 11 now.
Yeah, nah. Some people are gonna get eliminated. I'm gonna keep my 10, or maybe they'll get I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I hate it. I like 10,
Yeah.
but either way,
Well,
it's
but
lose lose
what if it
because
was 12? Does that make it better?
a
Top
little
12
a little bit.
because it's an even number.
Still not 10, but even at least I can live with it. 11. Ugh. Unless it's the Stranger Things house, this number 11. I can forgive it. I can forgive that.
It's not. Stranger
Oh.
Things is probably coming out after the event happens. So,
Mm. All right. Well, 12 houses then. I don't
I
want no
mean,
11
bring
house.
it on. Again, I'm worried about the price of what it's going to be because it will go up. It always goes up no matter what. And because of this, it's going to go up even more. And I'm also worried about the quality and the amount of staffing, of course.
Bring on the Christmas decorations. I'm thinking of the Six Flags Stranger Things, the little like air blown plastic dolls and stuff. It's just like so. It doesn't even compare. It's a joke. It's pretty funny. But if they drop to that quality, I'm just saying like bring on the little
And I wanted to ask you about this the last episode.
yeah. What?
It seems that because we had a one-off year last year, you're losing faith in what the future years are going to be. I've noticed
What?
that every time we've talked about it, you're like, "Oh, this is going to be the normal now." I'm like, "Wow, you lost all faith just because there was one crappy year." In our opinion,
We're talking about like because I mean yeah, it was a demotion as according to us. But I mean the biggest thing is the
it's
33.
just so funny that the year before that it was one of
Oh yeah.
our favorite years, and then all of a sudden this past year happens and you're like, oh, oh, it's gonna be like this from now on. I'm like, you
Yeah,
said
and
that you said that in the first episode of the season. I'm like, wait a minute. he he thinks this is gonna be the normal. I mean, it could be, but
it's
more than
just
likely it's not.
it's just bad forever now. No.
That's the way you've been
No.
making it sound. But
No, I'm just holding a grudge against him because yeah, I don't control what I like and what I don't like. It's just what turns out good or better than others. It's just what happens. And we got spoiled 2 years ago. And then last year was, yeah, had to live up to it. And there was like struggling resources. And
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest sin of all that you cannot ever take back is the
Oh
threes.
gosh, he's never
You
gonna get over this, guys.
never, no.
The
That's like
33,
historically.
the 33 being replaced, or the E's in Halloween being replaced with 33.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
mad they didn't do that.
It is so. I mean, you could have seen that 20 years ago coming. They have no excuse. They could have planned for this. I'm mad. I'm mad. No, they got to make up to
That's
me.
okay, James. This year they're gonna put fear in the phrase of the marketing, and in fear there'll be 34 as the E
Uh,
and the A.
it doesn't fix it.
They still won't do that. So,
Yeah, good.
but that's pretty much all the updated stuff with the rumors. As far as HHN34 goes, we're still super early. It's weird. It's a weird season so far. I hope a lot of this stuff isn't true. The only one I'm hoping for is Terrifier. I would love to see that at the event. The other stuff, maybe WWE could be fun depending on what they do with it. Wyatt 6 looks kind of interesting. Fallout, thumbs down. At the moment, not enthusiastic for it. I'm sure they're going to do great with whatever they have. If it actually does show up, I guarantee you it'll be number 10 on my hype list. So, a little bit more to talk about that is not rumors. First off, they did announce the dates for HHN34. We have official dates,
Oh, really?
and that is August 29th through November 2nd this year. So it is officially the earliest start of HHN. One day earlier than last year.
Earliest ever?
Yep.
History.
And to be fair, it is just because they've been starting HHN on Labor Day weekend, and that's just when Labor Day weekend falls. It just happens to be August 29th, Friday. So, I mean, people make a big deal about this every year or the past 2 or 3 years that, oh, it's the earliest ever, but it is because Labor Day weekend, it just falls on that. So,
Just patterns. Okay.
once they put it the weekend before Labor Day weekend, then it starts to become,
Yeah, that's intentional then. On purpose, they moved it.
But yes, August 29th through November 2nd. Still got a couple of those days after Halloween, which is always nice. I personally love the days after Halloween. So,
And of course, don't forget the Rip Ride is being replaced by the Roller Coaster, as we all know.
I mean, the rumor is Ghostbusters. So if that's the name of it, the
What if I nail it?
Ghostbusters roller coaster.
I'm gonna nail it. Watch.
Oh no. Anyways, so those are our dates, and the final thing I do want to talk about is Universal announced a new event coming to Universal Studios Hollywood that
Oh
I
yeah.
do want to talk about, because if this succeeds, I could see this coming to Orlando 100%. And that is Universal Fan Fest Nights. And this is kind of a spin-off of HHN. The first kind of non-horror HHN-esque event. And it's funny because I have filled out surveys from Orlando saying, hey, if this were to come to the event, if this were to come to the park, what would you think? I've answered questions like that, and finally it's coming
Oh.
to...
Oh, that's cool. Hey,
It's
that same thing happened with me. I got the NDAs with they were doing Nintendo and some other stuff, and then now they're
Yeah. I
talking about
think this
Epic
is
Game
okay to
Games.
talk about now because it's announced. Usually we
Yeah.
can't. I think it's okay now because it's official, but
Hey, we sound exclusive, right? We sound special because we know stuff,
we just
but
signed
we're
up for the
just
surveys.
yeah, we were just there.
I have the press release for Universal Fan Fest Nights. So Universal Fan Fest Nights is going to be sci-fi, fantasy, animation, video games. It's going to be everything fan fest related stuff. Like think of cons, everything that happens at like Comic Cons and stuff. That's what it's going to be at Fan Fest Nights basically.
That is an experiment. That's gonna be cool. Tap into that market.
And of course they
All the
gave it to
fun stuff.
Hollywood to try out first.
Yeah, that's this year.
Yes. So this is the press release. I'm going to read some of it off to you, and maybe you can read some of the stuff once we get to the houses. Yes, the houses. There will
Mm.
be houses at FanFest nights. So Get ready to really go there as Universal Studios Hollywood takes fandom to a whole new level with its imaginative, all new after hours, separately ticketed event, Universal Fan Fest Nights, designed to transport fans and guests into immersive in world experiences. Tickets are now on sale for the inaugural event, which takes place on the following dates: April 25th through the 27th, May 2nd through the 4th, May 9th through the 11th, and May 16th through the 18th, 2025. That's coming up. It's
Whoop,
not
whoop.
too far away. Launching exclusively at Universal Studios Hollywood, Universal Fan Fest Nights comes to life from the minds of Halloween Horror Nights' innovative creators and debuts with the same level of intensity and detail at this popular seasonal event. Universal Fan Fest Nights will feature all new, uniquely curated experiences inspired by sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, and anime. Guests can tap into their inner fandom to join forces with their favorite characters while sharing their enthusiasm with like minded fans as they engage in cosplay with such renowned favorites as Star Trek, Back to the Future, Dungeons and Dragons, One Piece, and Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
There you go. Additionally, theme park favorites The Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Super Nintendo World will offer special editions and introduce characters and interactive elements during Universal Fan Fest nights. Guests can look forward to experiencing each of these unique experiences throughout the theme park every night of the event. An energetic block party will invite fans across every genre to share their passions and enthusiasm in fandom celebration. And an array of interactive activations will take place throughout the theme park, including live entertainment, cosplay, and photo opportunities.
Hmm.
So, dude, it looks like they're going to allow costumes, cosplay at
Yeah.
this event. That's different.
Reminds me of when you watch a Batman movie too long, and it's like everything's dark and you got to turn on some lights. It's like this is gonna be a colorful HHN.
Yeah. So you're an animation guy.
Oh yeah.
You've been to a lot of conventions, a lot of animation. This has to do with some animation. What do you think about this? What's your thought on this spin-off of HHN?
The big experiment sounds almost like a no-brainer, but check it out. Like cons are already expensive. Are we gonna go to a more expensive con with restrictions and rules that you can't leave? And I don't know. I mean, I think yes, obviously, but is it gonna be bigger than the HHN that already has its loyal audience?
I mean, as of now, it's
Big
not.
test. Big on
If it
scale.
succeeds, it's going to build up just like HHN did.
True, true.
But you are right, price wise. I mean, personally, I already save up all year long just for HHN.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Uh,
all the conventions throughout the year too. I mean,
I
if this is the market they're tapping into, people are paying
I
already
mean,
for
it
it.
is. I think all the people that go to conventions, like this is an event for them because they're going to bring their cosplays to this.
That's gonna be weird though, having to deal with all the costume accessories and people like that is gonna be a whole issue.
According to the press release, it seems like cosplays are going to be allowed. I'm not sure,
There's
but
a lot of moving parts, right? A lot of loose bits.
yeah.
There's a reason they're not allowed, and now you're just gonna allow them.
I mean, they're not going to allow swords and weapons, I'm sure.
No, but still, I mean, costumes. I mean, you're gonna have pieces of costumes everywhere.
Yeah, the main reason they don't is so people don't get them confused with actual cast members.
People in general don't know how to carry their stuff efficiently, and now you're throwing in these elements. And there's lines, and there's kids, and I'm not trying to be a sourpuss. I'm just think of efficiency, think of the numbers of humans, and you want.
This is going to
uh,
bring in a lot of those Comic Con fan base, and think about it. It's in California. They're starting it in California, where San Diego Comic Con happens. So I mean, it's not going to be too far from all the people that go to that. So it could be a big deal.
hey, here's another factor: who's more well behaved, right? The HHN crowd, which
Or
there's a
the
lot of rowdy kids that beat up actors. There's a
or
lot
the
of like,
Comic Con crowd.
yeah, or the Comic Con crowd who's like, you can't generalize them. They're everyone.
So with
Who's more
HHN
emboldened, right?
people,
Because I was hearing last year they got like the most disruptive teen activity that they've a lot of scare actors have dealt with.
yeah. So I mean, the big HHN fans, the hardcore fans are the ones that are going to behave.
Hmm.
It's the people that are not fans that are just the casual, like, go for one night crowd. Those people are the ones that have caused problems every night, especially the teenagers. Apparently, teens have been a huge problem at HHN. I've seen it a few times while we're there, but it hasn't been to the extent of how I've seen people talk about it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but drunk people, drunk adults, and teenagers are the big problem at HHN. I would probably say the Comic Con crowd will be a little more behaved, but I don't know. I've never I've done horror cons, but I know that's not quite the same as
No,
the
I could
Comic
see them
Cons.
being better behaved also because like they're not being scared and reacting. Like a lot of people don't know how to react to being scared and then they act out. I guess they're not haunted houses, right? They're just like you like kind of like the Ghostbusters style house, but I don't think the scare actors are going to be scaring. They're just like theme park actors, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be just like the character meet and greets at Universal or what's coming to Epic Universe, like that type of stuff. It's not gonna be scare zones with scare actors, you know.
I'm looking through a HHN lens at scare actors and then haunted houses. Like I'm trying to translate it into like what would that be? It would take away the spice. Take the bite away. That too is a thing.
So the press release does keep going, and it basically talks about all the attractions that are going to be there, which some of them are the quote unquote houses, I believe. So it says, here's what guests and fans can expect at Universal Fan Fest Nights 2025. So, James, do you want to read off this first one?
Yeah, we got it. Star Trek Red Alert. Is that the cartoon? Anyway, here we go. Inspired by the Star Trek universe that has entertained millions of fans, this daring walkthrough experience will boldly take guests on an immersive adventure aboard the USS Enterprise. On a mission to prevent an interstellar threat, guests will find themselves transported to the year 2403, just as an otherworldly entity wreaks havoc on the ship. As the chaos ensues, guests will venture further into the Enterprise, navigating familiar Star Trek environments, from the ship's engineering room to transporter pads to the soul of the Starship Enterprise. The Bridge, an original set piece featured in the third and final season of Star Trek Picard. In a desperate quest to stop the perceived danger and restore peace aboard the ship. Laden with special effects, audiovisual effects, multisensory activations, and themed performers, this all original experience will create an unforgettable, awe inspiring moment that will elevate Star Trek fandom to new levels.
So, to me, that is some kind of walkthrough attraction. It doesn't quite say that's what it is, but it seems like it is a walkthrough attraction of Star Trek. So kind of like a house, but in a way where it's just you're walking through the scenes of the show or the movies or whatever.
Yeah, with
Um,
interactive buttons and whatever's.
yeah, and performers or what we would call scare actors at HHN. So
You know what vibe I'm getting? I don't know if you're familiar with Meow Wolf.
yeah, uh
It sounds like those, like an interactive experience, I guess, set in a house.
yeah,
It's gonna be interesting.
and it's cool that it says that one of the sets is an actual set from the show. I'm not real huge into Star Trek. I started trying to watch it a little bit because I started watching the Orville and really loved the Orville, the Seth MacFarlane show. I was very surprised with that show because I was expecting it to be Family Guy humor, and there is Family Guy humor kind of intertwined in it, but it's a serious show, and it's not even it's not a parody of Star Trek. It's almost like a love letter to Star Trek. It's very weird. So it wasn't what I was expecting, and I loved it. So I wanted to kind of check out Star Trek after I saw Orville, and from what I saw, I watched the newer show. I think it's called New Worlds, and that was entertaining. It was very much like the Orville in a way, but I haven't dove deep into it. But this would be something I'd be interested in seeing.
Can't say I'm into Star Trek. I can do the hand thing.
So yeah, Star Trek will be an attraction at FanFest nights. Next up is Back to the Future Destination Hill Valley. So this nostalgic experience is based on the 1985 Back to the Future blockbuster movie and invites guests to time travel back to 1955, Hill Valley, alongside the film's iconic characters. Time travel begins the moment guests climb aboard the studio tour, Fan Tram, and venture towards Courthouse Square, the original filming location for this classic film located on the Universal Studios world-famous backlot. Brimming with authenticity, Back to the Future Destination Hill Valley will pay homage to this groundbreaking film by inserting guests into many familiar scenes with iconic props. From Hill Valley with the original Lion Estate monuments to the time machine on display, guests will have the sensation of going back in time as they partake in the energetic recreation of the Enchantment Under the Sea dance and Hill Valley Festival, plus experience a stunning recreation of the Clock Tower lightning strike, sending Marty back to the future multiple times each event night. This sounds freaking awesome. I don't quite understand. So it seems like you're still outside in the set in the back lot, but it also sounds like you go into an actual walkthrough attraction. I'm not sure unless they're going to set up sets around the square of the courthouse. I have no idea. Either way, it still sounds amazing. But it says you get to encounter the dance scene, so that's what makes me think you still walk through some kind of attraction.
Well, it sounds like they're hijacking that tram deal they do. You know, where they get off the thing and they walk through, and then they get back on
Which
the
they
little
do at
trolley.
HHN in Hollywood.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
You are going to get off the tram. Yes, absolutely. Do you want to do the next one?
Okay, Dungeons and Dragons D&D. Dungeons and Dragons: Secrets of Waterdeep, inspired by the world's greatest role-playing game, TM. This epic experience will welcome guests and fans to partake in a one-of-a-kind adventure and explore the fantastic world of D&D. Guests will join the Harpers, a heroic spy network. Oh, I thought it was a couple. I thought we were joining a vlog couple to foil a plot by the legendary beholder Xanathar and save the city of Waterdeep. In creating this unique experience, Universal Studios Hollywood is collaborating with Jim Henson's Creature Shop to create the legendary beholder Xanathar that will come to life within Dungeons and Dragons: Secrets of Waterdeep. That's big. They got Jim Henson. For over 40 years, Jim Henson's Creature Shop has been a world-renowned innovator in puppetry, animatronics, and digital animation until they closed recently. But I guess they're still working without the shop. That's good. Good for them. Hey, that's pretty cool. We got a Jim Henson creature in Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, that's badass. Okay, I didn't know I was gonna be hyped, but that's pretty cool.
Interesting. That's another property I know very little about. So
Yeah, D&D. My brother plays it. My sister-in-law is a what do they call it? A DM, dungeon master. Little here and there's. I've dabbled. I think I've only played once or twice. I didn't see the movie either. I heard it's really good. I need to check it out. You got to support the small guys. Make sure they make more. I'm
So
just
then
kidding.
we got some anime stuff. One Piece Grand Pirate Gathering. This unique experience is inspired by the long-running global hit anime series One Piece from creator. I'm not even gonna try.
I'll try.
Sorry. Uh,
Ichiro Ora.
there you
There
go.
we go.
That follows the adventures of Monkey D, Luffy, and his Straw Hat crew, including Zoro, Nami, Usopp, and Sanji, and their quest to find One Piece, the legendary treasure of the former king of the pirates, Goldie Roger. The Grand Pirate Gathering will transport guests into the series' fictional world of pirates through an immersive and interactive experience, complete with iconic visuals and scenic environments that place fans at the heart of the action. Guests will also have time to enjoy uplifting meet and greet opportunities with different characters, and as well as participate in themed interactive photo ops.
Okay.
And then there's also Jujutsu Kaisen, Hunger of the Cursed. This anime experience inspired by a widely popular Japanese manga and its anime adaptation follows high school student. You want to try that one?
Yuji Itadori.
After he accidentally becomes the host of a powerful curse and joins Tokyo Jiu-Jitsu High School, an organization that fights the curses. This epic adventure will be transformed into an exciting film-based experience which first debuted at Universal Studios Japan. So this is something they're pulling from overseas.
Yeah, that one I'm not familiar. I'll tell you everything I know about One Piece. I know it's the longest running and it's still going and there's no conclusion yet. And the title thing, One Piece, they don't know what it is. It's like the ultimate treasure. It's a mystery. And the guy, he's a pirate. He has stretching powers, and that's all I got. There we go. And I think he got like a monkey upgrade recently, right? You got like monkey powers. I only know stuff like peripherally,
You
but
know
that's
more
all I
than I
got.
do, man.
I don't watch it or anything.
For anybody that's still listening, if you made it this far, I'm sorry. This episode, most of the stuff we're talking about, I know nothing about, so that's not helping the show at all.
Yeah, anime. That's I'm only a little bit in it. Like my people are big animes.
And we don't usually talk about Universal Hollywood. It's not part of our show, but I feel like this is important to talk about because it is a spinoff of HHN and it more than likely will come to Orlando at some point. So I did want to cover this. But anyway, there's also some stuff coming from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. It's basically just a lot of new meet and greets that are not usually there. Like there's going to be a Niffler. You're going to get to meet a Niffler, a baby dragon, and Grand Akami. And then there's going to be the Hogwarts Always Castle Show. Yeah, there's just going to be exclusive stuff to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And then there's also going to be some exclusive things in the Super Nintendo world. I think for the first time ever, you're going to get to meet Yoshi.
Hey, Yoshi.
I don't think that's a usual meet and greet that they have. So they are bringing that into the event. Now, additionally, fans can look forward to an enticing menu of themed foods that Universal Studios Hollywood executive chef Julia Thrash will elevate to meteoric levels. New merchandise, including collectibles, apparel, drinkware, accessories, and more, will debut in tandem with the grand opening of Universal Fan Fest nights, inviting guests and fans to display their fandom during the event and beyond. So there will be exclusive food items. There is going to be, of course, general admission tickets. There's going to be express. It says admission to Universal Fan Fest nights, including one-time per day express access to each in-world experience, ride, and attraction. Does not include early event access. So same thing like the houses. You'll get to experience the attractions once with express. So Hollywood does the Universal Express Unlimited, so that is also available. And then there's the after 2 p.m. /night daytime general admission to the theme park after 2 p.m. and same day general admission to Universal Fan Fest nights. And then they have the same thing with Express. They also have a 2-night general admission ticket. They have the Ultimate Fandom Pass, general admission pass to enjoy up to all event nights of Universal Fan Fest nights. No blockout dates on return visits. So that's like a frequent fear pass, kind of. Then there's the early access ticket where you get to have early access to the beginning of the event at 5:30 p.m. before everybody else does. They have the VIP tour, which is just like the RIP tour at HHN. And then they have pass member special pricing. So if you have a pass to Universal, you'll get exclusive prices.
They're going to show the behind the house deal with that VIP?
No, that's the Unmasking the Horror tour at HHN. This would be the RIP tour where you get to jump to the front of the line.
I guess they don't do the house tours.
They do not.
Dang.
Oh, so it does say Universal is encouraging costumes and cosplay at FanFest nights. But note, there are some strict rules. Guests may not create a false impression that they work for Universal or are emergency personnel. Guests must be fully clothed, including shoes and shirts. Except as required by Universal or for religious or medical reasons, guests may not wear any covering that fully or partially obscures a person's face, including costume, mask, and facial coverings. Face painting, both full and partial face, is permitted, provided that alcoholic beverages will not be served to guests whose face painting covers more than one half of the face. That's interesting.
Yeah, what the heck?
Maybe just because they don't want people dressed as an IP drunk. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't think of that. I was just thinking they didn't want them drinking the face paint off their face, smearing it into the booze. I don't know.
I don't know what the reason for that is. Prosthetic makeup that conceals any part of the face other than the forehead, including makeup that conceals the eyes, nose, or mouth, is not permitted. Clothing that Universal determines is indecent, exposes excessive portions of the skin, or that Universal views as inappropriate for a family environment, including without limitation, gory or gruesome clothing or accessories, is prohibited. And then, of course, no weapons of any kind are permitted.
Uh-oh.
So they are encouraging costumes, but of course there's limits to it, which I assumed was going to happen.
They're trying to segregate the Halloween out of the Comic-Con? Good luck.
But yeah, that pretty much covers Universal's new event that's coming to Hollywood. I unfortunately cannot go attend it at this time or this year. Again, I feel like it is going to eventually come to Orlando. But even if it does go to Orlando, I still feel like I probably wouldn't attend it. Just because I would rather go to HHN, save up for HHN stuff. Now, let me say this. This does open the door for so much to come to Universal as walkthrough attractions, right? Like, I'll tell you this. I would love to see a Scooby-Doo movie walkthrough.
Ooh.
That probably wouldn't come to HHN. Now for FanFest nights,
Hey, why not? Yeah. What the heck?
there's so much they could do. There's so many properties they could pull from if this succeeds that would be appealing to me. So it just depends on future years. If it does come to Orlando and it does have certain things, I would absolutely love to give it a go. But as of now, this lineup, I wouldn't make
Yeah.
an effort to go out there.
That's almost too many options, right? That you get. I mean, horror is already like such a broad. I mean, there's so much to choose from, and now we got all of pop culture.
Yeah, now
It-
they could pull from anything now and just put it there. And
yeah.
I think there's also a big pro here. They'll keep the fantasy stuff out of HHN if this succeeds.
Shut
Because
up. Leave them alone. Always with
again,
the
I
dragons
don't
and the.
want to see dueling dragon stuff, man. I don't. It doesn't fit to me. I didn't enjoy it personally.
I'm on your side if it has a home now. I don't mind if they scoop it out.
As far as I could see, Fallout belongs at FanFest nights and not HHN. So,
Yeah,
uh,
I guess so.
but again, I don't.
Would you say
I
that about
haven't seen the
Ghostbusters?
show, so
What about
um,
Ghostbusters? That's not so horror. Kick them out.
yeah, but
Go to FanFest.
that still fits more.
Still ghosts, I guess.
It,
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that was one of our favorite houses. That
Yeah,
was your favorite house last year, so
I'm
it,
just retaliating because you want to kick out the dragons.
I do, I do.
I'm not that precious with them. I'm just
I mean, they
going
went
about
from
it.
dueling dragons to Dungeons and Dragons, so
Yeah, leveled up.
yep.
That is an improvement. And the Jim Henson. Ooh, what the heck? They got the Jim Hensons. That might be. I was gonna say scary, but I don't know if they're going for scary.
Well, that pretty much covers everything that we have to talk about for this episode. Give us your thoughts on all the rumors, all the updates that we've talked about. Give us your thoughts on this stuff. I want to apologize that we didn't know a whole lot about the rumored stuff or this FanFest stuff. So there wasn't a whole lot for us to talk about, but give us your thoughts if you know some of these IPs that are coming or could possibly be coming to the event. Do you enjoy them? Do you think they'll fit in at HHN? Do you think it'll be a great experience at FanFest nights? Whatever. Let's hear your thoughts on the comments of Spotify because you can do that now.
Yeah, what would you do differently if you were in charge? How would you run it?
Give us a follow on our social medias on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, and Threads. We're at HHN Obsession. And please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcast and on Spotify if you enjoy the show. It'll really help out our algorithms.
Yeah, help me out, my algorithm. Ow, my algorithm. Help it.
Look out for some more episodes that we're going to be putting out. I've been trying to plug them every episode that we do. We're going to do more campfire debate episodes where we talk about 33 versus 32 and 33 versus 30. And then we're going to do an episode covering our top 10 favorite houses we've done so far. And be sure to go back and listen to our Fright Nights episode that we just did. We're doing kind of a sub-series called the HHN DeLorean, where we go back in time and explore the previous years of HHN. So we're going to get that going. We already have the first episode out. Go check it out if you haven't already.
Yeah, man, it's cramped in there. A little DeLorean. I think it's because all the time outside.
Thank you for listening. Let's take them out, James.
Be excellent to each other.
And party on, dudes. Party, 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 party. Like Andrew WK says.
When it's time to party, we'll party hard.
You're damn right. Just wait a while, giving you the hit with your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hit with your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hit with your face now. Wait a while, giving you the hit with your face now. Wait a while.
Hey everyone, just wanted to give a quick shout out to my good friend Zach Weber, who provided our intro and outro song, Heebie Jeebies. You can listen to the full version of Heebie Jeebies on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, or anywhere where you listen to your favorite music. Thanks for listening.